everybody, it's 13th Wolfman. You know what today is? Today is the second day of the 31 days of Halloween. And with the second day, I thought I would do something interesting and jump in the Wayback Machine to 1958. Now, I always forget that this movie is actually in color. For some reason in my head, I always figured it was black and white. But it's not. It's The Fly. The 1958 version of The Fly, right next to the 1986 version of The Fly. But the version that we're going to talk about is this one right here. And it has David Hedeson in it, Vincent Price. David Hedeson, or Al Hedeson as he's billed in the movie, is a scientist who, along with his brother, Vincent Price, they own two companies. They own a metal company, and they also do like a little electronics type thing on the side. And David Hedeson is the scientist behind it all. You know, Vincent Price is pretty much the money. I mean, they both have money, but he's just not the science side of it. Let's put it that way. And yeah, so one day, while trying to figure out an experiment of how to teleport matter from one place to another, an accident occurs. Now, this movie takes a little bit of time to get going. I mean, we don't really get into the science part of this until about half an hour into the movie. But it's a cool movie all the same. I mean, it's just one of those things where you kind of go along for the ride. And for 1958, the look and I mean, they came up with this really cool looking head of a fly for a human, and you could see the mandrels in the you know, down here where the lips would be on a human, moving and stuff like that, and it just looks really, really cool. I love this movie. I mean, again, this was one of those movies that when I was coming up with the list, I was like, okay, this movie definitely needs to be on the list because I'm going to watch it, you know. So last year I watched the 1986 Fly. This year I watched the 1958 version of The Fly. And yes, they're a similar movie, but they're nothing alike. I mean, yeah, they have the same story and all, but they're both very different takes on it. This one, the character David Hedeson is married and has a kid, and he already owns his own company. So he really the stuff he does with the electronics is really more of a hobby. I mean, he can make money at it, yeah, but it's really more on a hobby side than anything. Whereas in the 86 version, you know, he's a scientist and he's trying to make his name. And that's pretty much, I mean, he has Gina Davis, who's a reporter, but there's nothing, you know, I mean, there's a romance there, but it just doesn't feel as secure, I guess is the word, as the 1958 version. I love them both. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the 1986 version because it is a really good movie. But I'm just saying, comparative-wise, they're two different monsters, you know. But yeah, so the 1958 version of The Fly is a very cool movie. Check it out if you don't have If you don't have it, you know, you could definitely pick it up. This is a double disc, or not double disc, but yeah. So it comes with the 1958 version of The Fly, or the 1986 version of The Fly, and the 1958 version of The Fly. And these are just the discs that were in, you know, the single boxes. You know, in a double one like this. I've had this for a while. And then last year I picked up the 86 version on Blu-ray because of the really cool novelty card that they put on the front of it. So yeah, that's my second day in the 31 days of Halloween. I'm just rambling now. So always like, subscribe, share, and comment. I want to know what you have to say. If you're doing the 31 days of anything, please leave a link below so I can check your stuff out. As always, I am the 13th Wolfman, and I am on the prowl.